Toronto is often referred to as Hollywood North due to all the movies that are filmed here. Celebrities get to enjoy our world-renowned restaurants and unique architecture. American studios get to dress up our city to look like one of their own cities, and it turns out by doing all this extra work, they actually save money. Sometimes you'll see a scene in a movie that looks like the street you were just on hours ago, and it turns out you've been in the same location as Samuel L. Jackson. But before movies, stories were told in a different way, involving characters controlled by strings and tiny sets.
I'm David.
I'm his big sister Anne. When I was 8, David was 7 for Christmas time. For some reason, our parents, looking for presents for us, decided to give me a puppet, a string puppet.
A marionette.
A marionette puppet.
First of all, we had the puppets we bought, and then we started redressing them because of the shows we're doing. Oh, this person needs a cape, or that one needs a crown, or whatever.
We're putting together shows that we made our parents watch.
Yes, and sometimes the neighbours. And then we started building ones because they didn't exist. We saw some work that we thought, it could be done better. And made an experiment. From that, we came up with our first show as Puppetmongers.
It was really where we discovered sort of our style, how we wanted to be telling stories with puppets.
We did Charles Dickens' Hard Times, and in that the puppets were glove puppets that could go on a stand and become tabletop puppets. And we also had masks we made of the major characters so that human actors could take on certain roles at certain moments.
We were thinking mid 19th century Victoriana. With very big heads and little tiny bodies. So what we did for the hand puppets was human-sized heads on these little hand puppet bodies.
And also in that show there was shadow work, and some of it actually in that show was mechanized.
Yeah, come in, speak up, and ill-used by his mistress to look for your sunny work.
This is a reject mask from the face from the glove puppets from Hard Times. So that was a scale of them. So this is a thing of interest with puppets. You don't need, and mostly you don't want to make them able to do everything. So this one is a mouse catcher until it gets distracted. This was the wolf that huffed and puffed. And in this, you see the handle up top here. That was so that he actually has an expanding chest. See that?
Oh, wow.
It's not a huge expansion, but the point was the puppeteer would go.
Sweeps a little bit. So the broom is on a rod, so do that. With the string, that doesn't happen. And then I usually have to fly away. So there are 2 of these that come on stage. Ha! Etc. They fight.
What could a brick do? And then we spent the evening absolutely killing ourselves laughing of thinking of acts that bricks could do. And
circus acts.
Yes, our friend who was staying with Lute really loved circus, so we really got into doing circus acts. So we thought, oh, yeah, that's an idea, why don't we? It took us 3 months to build it, I think. We're still performing it. That's since, when
76.
76.
Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry, 78.
70. We've taken that show around the world.
Wow.
Come on, you get yourself a letter. Get it out of your mouth. Get it out. Get it out. Come on, get it in your head. He's got it. Hi, how you doing? Hi.
box office came laughing to us after one show and said someone came up afterwards saying they wanted a refund because it wasn't puppetry and it wasn't circus and it wasn't for children. Yes, on all counts.
Exactly.
We're invited early on to a festival in Tehran, in Iran.
Every 4 years, there's an international association of puppetry people called UNIMA, Union Internationale de la Marionnette. The Margaret Bagshaw collection wanted to send somebody to represent the library and bring back collections and things for their museum, for the library.
This was a festival in Moscow.
Yeah, none of the librarians wanted to go. This is back in the 70s. So they opened it to puppeteers to apply. David and I both applied, and for some reason they chose me. No idea why. Anyway, so off I went to Moscow.
Because you illustrated children's books.
Yeah, but you were the Moscow with the Russia file. Anyway, whatever. I went off to the festival, and I was on a bus in between theatres because a lot of the theatres are very far spread. And a guy leaned over and said, "You do puppet shows?" "Yeah." "You want to go to Iran?" "Sure." So I sent David a postcard. We went off to Iran to perform.
And we made friends with the people who were directing the festival and running the company and stuff, and they found us a car and a driver and sent us off to do shows in little villages down to the south. It was quite wonderful. And then we came home, and then there was the revolution in Iran. And everyone here was talking about it as a country of barbarians. And we said, it's a country of some amazingly wonderful people and a crazy ancient culture. They're just having a little trouble right now. So we found a folktale from that part of the world that was a lot of travel and used it as a travelogue to show what we had seen. So it's a folktale, but all the stuff we'd seen, or much of the stuff we'd seen.
Over 40 years ago, in 1976, we were invited to perform one of our shows at the International Puppetry Festival in Iran. When we came back to Canada, we built this show, Walida the Grass Cutter, based on a Persian folktale to share some of what we had seen of this beautiful country.
In 2004, we were again invited to perform at the International Festival in Tehran. And this is the show we took with us. And there lived a gentleman by the name of Walida.
Dad was a grass cutter, which meant that he spent all day, every day, out in the fields, cutting grass. Well, what would be the puppetry that would best suit the telling of this story? And sometimes there's a combination. It might have shadow puppets in it, it might have some tabletop stuff, it might have a big puppet in it. Just whatever's going to tell the story best. That's really sort of the leading thing for us.
Yeah.
It's always an exploration, every new story we want to tell.
It is.
A new adventure.
Yeah.